Hello everyone, Angel here. This will be the first video I make in a few years now. It will be a D&D character, a Dungeons and Dragons character, and I wrote a small description for him. So he is a sailor, but also a gentleman. He has a walking stick, but not because he needs one. Without an umbrella, he is walking in the rain. A mysterious fella. He is Harry Kane. So we're gonna take the sailor background. The ability scores are gonna be strength and dexterity, but also wisdom. We're gonna check those later. The origin fit is gonna be Tavern Brawler. The skill proficiencies are acrobatics and perception. And of course, we're gonna get also the navigator's tools. If, however, your dungeon master allows you to change those around, then stealth is going to be one of the skill proficiencies we're after, but we're going to talk about it later. So let's check the feat first. So our honor strikes deal 1d4 plus strength instead of the normal damage. We also reroll once, but must use the new roll, so that means no rerolling once forever, just the first time. We also have proficiency with improvised weapons, and also when we hit someone with an unarmed strike as part of the attack action, on top of dealing damage, we can also push them 5 feet away, but only once per turn. If by any chance you play with dragon marks at your table, then a very good option would be the Mark of Passage. This is because we have 5 extra feet, and also we have an improvement to athletics and acrobatics checks. And also you have the Misty Step spell, but only once per long rest without the spell slot. So let's check the stats. Our main stat is going to be the strength, and we have a 15 plus 2 from either the racial or the background bonus. Then our dexterity and constitution are both going to be 14, and also we have a wisdom of 13. So again, if your dungeon master is not permissive with dexterity and you want to choose a different background or a different race, then this can be moved either to constitution or if you want even to wisdom, right? But you can actually go for this, and you have one point left in this case, which you can put in either charisma or intelligence, and it's not going to make a difference. As a race or lineage, my favorite for this character is a bugbear. This is because we have long limbed. When you make a melee attack, your reach is 5 feet greater than normal. We also have powerful build, which means that we count as one size larger when determining carrying capacity and weight we can push, drag, or lift. And also we have proficiency in stealth. And on top of that, without squeezing, we can move through or stop in small spaces, or spaces large enough for a small creature. Now, the feature that most people believe is overpowered is the surprise attack. If you hit a creature with an attack roll, the creature takes an extra 2d6 damage if it hasn't taken a turn yet in the current combat. So basically, if you win initiative, then all attacks you make on that turn are gonna deal 2d6 extra damage. It might not seem like much. For this character specifically, it's not overpowered at all. Even at later levels, like past level 10, you might do like 46, right? So maybe you'll apply this to 2 attacks, but there will be combats where it will not apply at all. If you're not allowed with the bugbear at all, then I would just suggest Goliath. You have 35 movement speed, 35 feet, and also you have large form, which means that at level 5 you can use a bonus action to become large for 10 minutes. And for the duration, you will have advantage on strength checks, and your speed will increase by 10 feet, right? So that will be already 45 feet, or 50 feet if you are allowed with Mark of Passage. You also count as one size larger when determining the carrying capacity, so similar to the bugbear powerful build, it's very similar. And as an ancestry, I would most probably go with Frost Giant. When you hit the target with an attack roll and deal damage, you can also deal an additional 1d6 cold damage and reduce their speed by 10 feet. So basically, currently, you can use the Tavern Brawler and push them by 5 feet. You can also push them by you can also slow them by another 10 feet if you're a giant, right? But from now on, I would assume that we are a bugbear and that we took the Tavern Brawler feat. And let's take a look at weapons. Our preferred weapons are actually gonna be the club. This is actually arcane or walking stick, and they also have the slow mastery property, which we're gonna take in a moment. And they are also a light weapon. The other weapon is gonna be a light hammer. This is actually a hammer that we use on our ship to fix things. It's also light, but it is also a throne, and we have the nick property. So let's take a look at these properties. First, we're gonna look at light. When you make the attack action on your turn and attack with the light weapon, you can make one extra attack as a bonus action later on the same turn. That extra attack must be made with a different light weapon, and you don't add your ability modifier to the extra attack's damage unless that modifier is negative. Right, so basically, when we attack with the club, with our walking stick, then because this is a light property, we can attack with a different light property, which is the hammer. So we can also throw the hammer as part of that action. Now let's look at Nick. When you make the attack action of the light property, you can make it as part of the attack action instead of as a bonus action, but only once per turn. So basically, from level 1, instead of using our bonus action to make the second attack with the hammer, we can simply use the attack action and attack once with the cane, with the club, also slowing our enemies by 10 feet until the start of our next turn, and also another attack with the hammer. So first level is gonna be in Barbarian. This is because we want the Rage feature. We also get proficiency with all simple and martial weapons, and also with all armors except heavy armor, and we get strength and constitution saving throws. We only have 2 rages currently, and the damage is just +2, but this damage applies to all weapon or unarmed strikes. So at the same time, we also have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, but we can't concentrate or cast any spells. The unarmored defense is 10 plus our dexterity and constitution modifier. So basically currently 14. Our dexterity is gonna be higher later, and we also can use a shield, but we are not going to. We're going with 2 light weapons. Now, before proceeding further with Barbarian, I would actually recommend you to multiclass, and most probably one of the worst combination of multiclasses for a Barbarian is a Monk, but we're totally gonna go for it. So let's see what we get. So at level 1 we get martial arts, which means that we get some benefits when fighting either with unarmed strikes or with monk weapons. Monk weapons are all simple melee weapons like arcane and or hammer, and any melee weapons, even if they are martial, that have the light property. So as a bonus action, we can make an unarmed strike. This means that on top of the 2 attacks that we have with our walking stick and our hammer, we can also punch someone or kick them or slap or things like that. And also the damage of all these mentioned, so this includes the unarmed strikes or the monk weapons, they become a d6. And then this will grow later. It will improve as we gain more levels in Monk. We will go forward, and at level 2 we basically have focus points, and we can use them for a few different things. One of them is gonna be to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. So that means we can already attack 4 times in a turn. We can also take a disengage as a bonus action, or a dash action as a bonus action. I'm not going to go into details with these, but these are the basic mobility features that the Monk has. We also move a lot faster. If we aren't wearing any armor or a shield, we have 10 feet extra movement. So at this point you should choose if you want to wear any armor at all, or if you want just to basically go without any armor and just run very fast. I'm gonna skip some of the features to save some time, but of course we get a lot of benefits. The subclass we're gonna go for is Warrior of the Elements, and at level 3 for 1 focus point we can imbue ourselves with elemental energy. Basically we become one with the storm. We are not just walking in the rain, we are basically the storm that we are walking with. And for 10 minutes we gain the following benefits. When we make an unarmed strike, right, so basically attacking with our fists, our feet, so our reach is 10 feet greater than normal as elemental energy extends from us. And also whenever we hit with an unarmed strike, we can cause it to deal lightning or thunder damage or cold damage, right, whichever element related to a storm you want to use. And also we can force the target to make a strength saving throw, and on a failed save we can force them to move either 10 feet towards us or away from us. Let's go back to Monk. At 4th level we get the first feat, and of course I would recommend the Grappler feat. We increase our strength by 1, and also when we hit a creature with an unarmed strike as part of the attack action, we can use both the damage and the grapple options. We have advantage on attack rolls against a creature grappled by us, and we don't spend any extra movement to move a creature grappled by us if the creature is our size or smaller. This is awesome, and it fits very well with the Bugbear, because we count as one size larger when determining the carrying capacity. So this is some very nice synergy with the grapple feat. So basically what we're going to try to do is try to hit someone with a fist or with a slap and try to grapple them at the same time, and then we're gonna pummel them either with our cane or with kicks or with our hammer, and not let them run away. We also get the slow fall. We can take a reaction when we fall to reduce any damage by an amount equal to 5 times our monk level. So currently 20 damage. So we can fall from a pretty high height and basically walk off like nothing happened. At level 5 we get extra attack. So at this point we can make 2 attacks with our cane and 1 with our hammer during the same attack, or one of our attacks can be with an unarmed strike, but also we have the 2 unarmed strikes that we can take as a monk using 1 key. So we can attack 5 times in a single turn if we use both our action and our bonus action. We also get stunning strike. Now the save is gonna be pretty weak. However, even if they succeed, the target speed will be halved until the start of their next turn, and the next attack roll made against them has advantage. At level 6, if you want to go to level 6 now after getting extra attack, you can choose to deal force damage or the damage types that we got from Warrior of the Elements. So cold, lightning, or thunder. At level 6 we also have Elemental Burst, which means that as a magic action we can use 2 focus points and basically summon a small storm within 120 feet of ourselves. And any creature in the sphere must make a dexterity saving throw, or they take 3 rolls of our martial arts die. And on a successful save, they only take half as much. So either at level after level 5 or after level 6 in Monk, we would go back to Barbarian for another 2 levels. We get Danger Sense. We have an uncanny sense of when things aren't as they should be. So we have advantage on dexterity saving throws. This is very nice. Basically, whenever we feel danger, we roll 2 20s and we take the highest one, right? This is for dexterity saving throw. And we also gain reckless attack. This basically gives us advantage on all attacks. We can use this if our target is not grappled yet, or if by any chance they are too far away and we can't reach them. And this way, we can basically guarantee advantage from the first turn of combat, and then we don't have to use it after our target is grappled, because we have advantage against them with the grappler feat anyway. And before I'm going into the subclass, you can also choose an extra skill from the Barbarian list. So again, up to you. And we can also use our strength modifier while we're raging for acrobatics, intimidation, perception, stealth, and survival. But the subclass that we're gonna take is actually the Giant Barbarian. This I think fits really nice. Basically, while we are raging, we get our rage bonus attack or rage damage applies to attacks with a thrown weapon, right? So if we want to throw the hammer, because the light hammer that we have is actually a thrown weapon, right? The rage bonus would apply to those as well, but also our reach is 5 feet greater. And if we are smaller than large, we become large along with anything we are wearing, unless there's not enough room for us to grow, right? But currently, if you are a bugbear, you have 5 extra reach. Because we are a giant barbarian, we have 5 more reach, and also because we are warrior of the elements, we have 10 more reach with unarmed strikes. Basically, you are punching people from 25 feet away, right? For Europeans out there, that's over 7 meters. It's almost 8 meters away. We are pretty much punching them with lightning or thunder or cold. And that's where we are gonna stop with the levels in Barbarian. At level 3 we also get another use of Rage. So we have 3 Rage uses. This should be enough for all our combats. And then we go back to Monk. At level 7 we have Evasion. And when we are affected by a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage, we instead take no damage if we succeed. This pairs very well with what we had in Barbarian Danger Sense. So basically we currently have advantage on dexterity saving throws, and we also take no damage whatsoever if we succeed. Then at level 8, another feat that I would recommend would depend on your DM. If you fight a lot of Mage Slayers, then you might consider taking Mage Slayer, which basically, if we fail an intelligence, wisdom, or charisma saving throws, we can cause ourselves to succeed instead. This, however, is gonna be not as good depending on how far the campaign goes, and we're gonna check it later in the monk class. If you want to skip this, then the other option I would recommend would be speedy. We get 10 more feet of movement. So currently from the monk class at level 8, we have 15 extra feet, and then from speedy we would have 10 more, so that would be 25 extra feet. So we have a movement speed of 55. So basically we're walking around punching people from 25 feet away and moving 55 feet during combat, and we can also split our attacks to multiple targets and either push them around or pull them closer to us or slow them down. So whichever you prefer, shoving them prone with grappling and anything like that. At level 9 we have acrobatic movement. When we aren't wearing armor or a shield, we can move along vertical surfaces and across liquids. So basically we can pretty much walk on water without falling during the movement. We would still have to end our turn on a solid surface, or we would start either sinking in the water or falling off walls depending on where we are. But if you find, for example, a tree, you can climb in it and sit on a branch or things like that, or maybe climb on the roof of a building, or maybe if you are on a ship, you can pretty much climb anywhere on the ship, on the sails, or in the crow's nest, or wherever you want to be, and just punch people from 25 feet in the air above them. This you can actually use to your advantage, because if you combine the climbing with the pulling 10 feet towards you, if you punch someone and you are 25 feet above them, and if you pull them towards you, then they will fall 10 feet back and take another d6 of damage, because you pretty much used the storm to grab them in the air, and then they fell down and became prone. Be careful, however, because if they are prone, you will have disadvantage when trying to attack them. At level 10, our flurry of blows becomes 3 unarmed strikes instead of 2. So if we choose to use a focus point for our bonus action, then we can attack 6 times. And it also improves the defensive features. We're gonna skip a few details and go back to Warrior of the Element at level 11, Stride of the Elements. While we have the elemental attunement, we also have a fly speed and a swim speed equal to our speed. So if until now we would end the turn either on a wall or above water, well, now we can simply fly. Now, because we are very good at grappling, we can actually grapple people during our turn, and we can grab them in the air. We have become the storm itself. We pretty much take people in the air and we throw them overboard, or on top of buildings or off buildings, or anything like that, and we also punch them or strangle them with our walking stick, or hit them with the hammer, or anything like that. We have become the storm itself. We have become the hurricane. And for further levels, at this point, you can choose to go to fighter if you're allowed to multiclass that much and get action surge, or you can keep going into uh, monk to get even more things related to survivability. For example, at level 13 in monk, you can use the deflect attacks feature to with any damage type, not just bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. Or if you continue with the warrior of the elements all the way to level 17, then you can also use step of the wind, and this will increase your speed by 20 feet. So basically, you can fly. You have at that level, so that will be level 17 in monk, you have 25 feet extra movement. If you use the elemental epitome, you have 20 more. So that is a total of 75 feet of fly speed, but with step of the wind, that doubles it. So you have a speed of 150 feet flying, and you can carry enemies and throw them around and punch them and things like that, and also deal extra damage, um, which is equal to one martial arts die. So awesome, awesome stuff. Um, Please give me any feedback, and more videos like this will be coming in the near future. And have a nice day.